Hello. It's Friday night. Ask me a question night. So here we are, Friday evening, and I want to ask me a question night. So this is what we're doing tonight. So I just wanted to come a little bit early to make sure my connection is great, because you know how it is with technology. It always has something that it's doing that we don't want it to do, or something it's not doing that we don't want it to do. So anyway, here we are, and it's Friday night, ask me a question night. So I got a few questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 7 questions tonight. So I decided I better get them going and give myself a couple minutes. Hello, Lisa. Hello, how are you this evening, everybody? Thanks for coming. So I will take one of the questions that I got and make sure that you get them. So I have 7 questions tonight. So one of the questions I got was indecisions on what the goal should be. Now, in order to find out what your goal should be, I have always given the people I coach an assignment before they see me. And what it is that I do, I ask you to write down your goals. Hi, Yoko. So when you write your goals down, you're going to look at them, of course. And I always say write 5. You should have 5 things you want to accomplish. But it's the indecision that's the problem. It's always the indecision. This is why goal setting is not a simple thing. It takes a lot of time. When you're not sure which one you want to work on, you have to go inwards. You have to seek silence. You have to move yourself from the maddening crowd. You have to ask yourself this question: what is the goal that my heart is pulling me to do? Which is the one that is giving me more ache, that's making me feel better, that I can feel it from the inside out, not from the outside in. When you have indecisions, you need to pause, literally pause in place. Sit in silence, your notebook in hand and pencil, or pen. Don't write your goals in your iPad and iPhone. It just doesn't seem the same. I know, I have tried it. So you write your goals down, and you know you're not sure, indecision. I need to do this one, I want that one. That one is more practical. It has to be done. This one is giving me joy. That one is frightening me. So you have 3. You have the practical one, which has to be done. You have the one that is really lifting you up to another level. It's giving you joy. You're feeling good when you think about it. Then there is this one that is scary. It is so scary, you don't know what to do. So out of the 10, 20 goals you have those 3. You always have 3. The thing that is practical, the world wants me to do, my family is telling me to do, thank you. And everybody is telling me that's what you need to do, follow this, do this. Okay, and then I have this one. This one, when I think about it, I tinkle, I laugh, I smile, I feel good. I feel I can climb a mountain and roll on the other side and stand up and go up and do it over and over again. And that is the one. Hi, Rosie. And that is the one that is waking you up. That is the joyous one, right? So, and then the third one is the one that is there and you're afraid to touch it. You're looking at it, and maybe you have been looking at it for a while, and it's fearful. So with me, when that happens to me, the first thing I try to do is I look at the practical goal. So the practical goal tells me I have to do all this thing that is practical. The world will like me. Everybody will be happy with this. I look at the joyful one, and I cannot even keep still. It's just really getting me going. And then I look at the one I'm scared of. So what I normally do, I close my eyes and I do the joyful one first. I do the one that makes me the happiest first. And then I look at the one that is frightening me. The one that is fearful. The one I know if I try it, it could give me joy. And if I don't try it, I will never know. So that's why it is fearful. So that's the one I will push as number 2. I always believe in self-reward, and doing the joyful one, or the one your heartstrings is telling you you need to go towards, the one that is pulling on your heartstrings, the one when you think of it, you can't keep still, you're shaking, you're so exalted about it. That's the one I tackle first, because I need to get that level there. I need that satisfaction. And no, I will go towards the fearful one. I will jump in, and I know it's going to be cold. I know it's going to be hard. But I know I have to do it. And I do that one, the fearful one, the one that I know that's making me sweat, the one that's making me shiver, the one that's just, I'm clenching my teeth and I'm afraid to do it. And I will go around it a lot of times, and then I look for help, and I will seek help to do it. I am going through that right now. I have to use a camera to do my IG live, not my phone. And I have been tossing and turning with that for so long. So finally, I got somebody who's going to hold me accountable as a coach to do this. And I have done all the other nice ones, but now I'm facing the fearful one. The most practical goals is always the one that has to be done. So no matter what, you're going to do it, because it's the practical one. You're always going to work on it. So when you have an indecision about your goals, write them down and eliminate them until, make sure you keep the one that brings you joy and satisfaction and accomplishment in there. The one that scares you in there. And the one that has to be done for practical reasons also in there. And you go from joy to fear to being practical. Then you can go back and look at the other goals. Once those three have been accomplished, this is what I do. But the fearful one is a hard one to take, but you have to do it. You must go and face it. It's so hard, but you must do that. So, the second question is, how do you go about creating self-discipline? I am really, really disciplined. I am really. If I don't want to do something, it doesn't nag me. I don't think I have an addictive personality, so I can let go of what that doesn't satisfy me or bring me joy or have no purpose for me, and I can take on what I like. So for self-discipline though, when I have mentored and coached on self-discipline, is what do you want? What it is you really, really want. That is the thing about self-discipline. You need to ask yourself what it is you want. Do you want to feel like every day you have a hangover? Or do you want to feel every day you get up and you're full, like you just ate? Do you want to know that you haven't drank sufficient water and you're feeling really tired? Hello, Monroe. And do you know what is going on? Do you want to? So you have to ask all these questions. This is what I'm doing, and I have no self-discipline. I cannot manage it. I am not keeping the promises I made to myself. I'm not honoring the promises I made to even pay my credit card. I'll buy something else instead of paying the bill. So to develop self-discipline, you have to look at when you don't do it, how you feel. Then you need to look at the feeling. How do I feel? When you do it, how do you feel? When you conquer the discipline and you step on it and you're self-discipline, and I'm saying, no, I'm not doing that. But you have to create a mantra or an affirmation for it to work. Self-discipline needs affirmation. They need mantras. They need purpose. And they need you to be fearless. And you have to believe in what you want to create self-discipline for. Without belief, faith, affirmation, feeling fearless, and a mantra like, I am controlling this. I am in the space where I want. I am not eating this whole bag of chips. I am not going to have another drink. I am putting the cigarette down. I am going to stop getting angry. I'm going to pull myself back. I am on the precipice. I have a choice. I'm going to jump. No, I cannot jump. If I say something to my friend, no, or to somebody or my significant other, I cannot take it back. The only way to gather self-discipline is you do those things, and you have to always live in the moment. And it does not happen one time. It's a job. It's work. It's self-discipline, which I teach in the morning lessons, is your thoughts. Manage those thoughts. And it's not easy to tell your thoughts, no, you don't need another chocolate. As good as it is, you don't need to have 12. You need to drink one more cup of water. Maybe that's why your lips is all parched and dry. You are dehydrated before you feel your dehydration. So self-discipline is one more is not going to be enough. One is too much and 100 is not enough. This is what self-discipline does. So you have to make sure you are working on it every day. You cannot work on self-discipline once in a while. What you want to grow, what you want to develop, what you want to have, you have to put self-discipline into it. And self-discipline is constant. It's every day. And I hear 21 days, I hear 66 days. But trust me, when you don't have self-discipline or you have lack of it and you want to develop it, you have to do it yourself and slowly. No one can force you to get self-discipline. We don't change for others, we change for ourselves. We do things for ourselves, not for another person. So someone that is telling you should put the cigarette down, or you should stop drinking, or you should stop eating, that is not going to help you to do it. What is going to help you to do it is your need to do better, your need to have your picture of who you want to be, your need. Remember I talked about putting your goals in a gilded frame? Your need to see yourself at the time and say, this is what I want to be. So self-discipline comes from you. It takes time. You must have faith. You need affirmations. You need mantras. You need belief. You need faith. You need time. You need to be in a conscious moment. You need to keep your thoughts alert, and you need to be in the present. So this is what self-discipline, it takes time, but you can conquer it. If you have an addictive personality, it will be a little bit harder. And if there are several things you want to be self-disciplined about, you choose one and work at one at a time. Because the minute you succeed at one, it gives you a push to go towards another. Hi, Susie. So make sure you let your self-discipline rise. But affirmation is the key. Mantras are very helpful. Faith, believe in what you want to do. And it's fierce, and it is fearful. You're going to break what you're not accustomed to breaking, and train your thoughts to stay on there on purpose. That is self-discipline. Now, the other questions I had, what advice you would give a young person who is just starting their first job about how to manage their income? That is something I enjoy doing. When you get that first paycheck and you're still living at home, if you're fortunate, usually you blow it. You go out, you get shoes, you get clothes, you get this, you get a phone, you get a that, you get a this. But I always say to that person, that first paycheck is the first seed you're sowing in your financial future. Even when you give your children money for chores they complete or pocket money, you need to show them how to manage that $5 or how many they give these days. You need to tell them, okay, all you have is $5. We are in Target and Walmart or Loblaws or wherever we are, and you want to buy this. Once you buy it, you're only going to have, and you teach, if they're old enough, teach them the math. It's costing you $3, you have $5, you'll be left with $2. Are you okay with this? Give them a choice. So they start from a very early age. When you get that first paycheck, you really need to look at it. Look at the amount of money. I tell them study it. And try to see if you're blessed to be living at home where you don't have to pay rent or you don't have to give a lot. Then sit down and try your best to decide, what do you want? What do you want after your first year of employment? What do you want to do? What do you want to celebrate after you've been working for one full year? Most people, I want to buy a car. I want to go on a vacation. I want to go back to school. I want to take some courses. This is what I hear. So what I say to them, if that's what you want to do, Leave your money in the bank, pay what you have to pay, the credit card that you already have, since they gave it to you in college, they give you a credit card and they figure they're going to have you for life. And then go and price the things you want. Find the price of a vacation to Cuba is $1,200. Find a price for that car you want. Go online or whatever you have to do. Check what it's going to cost you. On this income, a Lamborghini is not going to do it. So it's your beginning income, it's your starting income, it's smaller. Then find out how many payments you will have to make to pay for this car. Where is the money coming from? And I tell them, look at where you are. You have $900 or $1,500, you're lucky to get that. Then if your mom or your dad, or you have to pay $500 in rent, then that comes out. You have to pay for your grocery, that comes out. And your savings also has to come out. That is above and beyond everything. You must save for your future. You must save for what you want. So I teach them, and I give them 5 things you want to accomplish in your life. Write them down. Then put them in order of importance. And now choose the most important one and the least important one. And let's see what we can do with that. So I get them earlier. The earlier I catch them, the quicker they are successful. That's my history. So the spending plan comes in. This is your map. You created the spending plan. This is not a budget made by a bank or anybody else. This is your plan. You created that plan and you're going to do it. So that is how I would tell them. Find the cost of what you want to buy. Look at your income and work from there. This is it. So the second question, if you could change your life, what would you change? I got that question before, but I don't know what I would change in my life. Nothing. And I'm not saying it flippantly. It looks like I am. I know sometimes my childhood, I didn't have anything happening there. It was a great childhood. But after you leave home, the culture I come from, you don't leave home until you're married. So you get married, then you leave home. So anyway, there isn't anything I would change about my life. Even the ups and the downs, even the bad and the good, even the stubbing of the toe, the tripping and the falling, and somebody not liking you, and this is it, and you're so tall, and you're and you're aggressive, and you're ambitious, and you're this, and you have an accent, and you have a shiny forehead, and you do this and you do that, and all of those things. Even with all of the insults you get for being black, or somebody will not let you serve them at the bank because you're black. So what you do, you close their account, because this is the rule in Toronto in the banks. You close their account, give them a draft and tell them to get out of the bank. So even then, having been hurt by that, I wouldn't change me. You know why? Right now, at this time of my life, I am so pleased with me. And if I didn't have this type of experiences, I wouldn't be me. And I love who I am. I don't like who I am. I love being who I am. And I'm not easy to take. I'm a lot to take. I know that. But I still love me, because I found out this is the true me. And I don't expect everybody to like me. I don't expect everybody to understand me. But if I were to say to go back and change something in my life, I cannot find anything I would change. The childhood I had and growing up until 22 was like from a storybook. Okay, it's fantasy, but it was. That was what it was like. So that I wouldn't touch. And my adult life, my life in North America, England, wherever, I wouldn't change any part of that. Because if I changed that, I would not be myself. I would not be the person I am. I am not asking anybody to accept me. I am who I am, and I love that human being. But all the nicks and the knocks and the bones and the kisses and the this and the that, they made me stronger. In a sense, they made me hold on to my core. They made me become who I am. And even if we could change it, why would you change it? It makes you very, very, very important to you. And I was listening to somebody today said, who love yourself first. I was taught to love myself first. So that was inbred in me. So when somebody would criticize me or tell me something, or you say you were not going to get this job because you wouldn't fit in that area because of that. I still didn't care. I just went on and find another one, and I would find maybe the same one. And when I did it so well that I got what I wanted. I had a woman who was from Guyana, and somebody who came from the United States. I did something for them. I served them, some man, and he sent her a letter to say that the service I gave him was really nice. He was really wealthy, so she didn't know. She crushed the letter. And as he was passing, she didn't know he was going to be seeing her. She dropped it in the garbage. She was my supervisor. So then the bank called and said that I should take this certification for financial planning. And she told them no, I wasn't suitable for it. And then she didn't give it to me. But anyway, she left, and the other manager said, "What are you doing here? You should be doing this." Off I went, I did the course. So anyway, fast forward, I am working and managing a bar branch. She phoned me and her little minion friend that was with her at the time, and the minion said to me, "Oh, I heard you got distinction on your certification for financial planner. Can I get your notes?" And I said to her, "No, I give my notes to somebody else. I'm sorry, I don't have it." So I didn't give her the notes. I didn't have the notes anyway. I passed it on to someone else. Then about a month later, the same woman who was my supervisor saw that I had an ad in the branch looking for a teller. She called me and she said, "My son is looking for a job." And I didn't know what to say, but I couldn't take him. So I said to her, "You know, Jennifer, I would really like to give your son a job, but I have staff here that has worked really hard and I want to promote them. I'm sorry." But what I'm trying to say is that when you step on somebody's head, like they said, you remember the heads you climb on to get up there, you might need the shoulders on your way down. So this is why I will not change that. Because that experience with her taught me not to be like her. When I came into the branch, I saw all my clients had changed, and they were South Asian from India and Pakistan, Bangladesh. So I hired these people. And some person came and said to me, "That whole branch looks like India." I said, "All my customers look like India. What do you want me to give them?" So that was it. I am not changing who I am for anybody. So no, I love this Tessa. So I'm going to keep her. So anyway, if you could change. You talk about silence and stillness a lot. Can I develop silence and stillness when the world is in turmoil? Okay, yes you can. I know you can. I will give you something and all of you can hear it. I'm not going to read the entire thing. It's called the Desirata, and it goes like this. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even to the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexatious to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter. For always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself, especially do not feign affection, neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsels of the years, graciously surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness, beyond a wholesome discipline. Be gentle with yourself. You're a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive Him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its shame, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful, strive to be happy. And this is the Desirata. So you can look it up, it's amazing. And it tells you. The first line, it tells you exactly. So yes, you can find silence and stillness in the noise. It tells you to go placidly amid the noise and haste. And remember, there'll be peace in silence. So, silence is something you have to train. Again, like self-discipline. You have to train it. Silence does not come easy. We are creatures of habit. We have to move. Thank you. We have to move. That is how we are. Our body controls our mind because you will find you're kicking away or you're moving your body. The trick of it is when you pray or when you're in meditation, try to keep your body still. Don't fidget. That is how it starts. Take your timer and time yourself for a minute, 1 minute, and see if you can sit still without doing anything. Let your mind go. You're not meditating. You're trying to find silence. So you sit still first. Don't move your hand. Keep your hand wherever it falls. Try to be as comfortable as you can. Put your feet firmly on the ground or curl up like a cat. Whatever suits you the most. And sit there. And when you sit there, just let yourself relax. When your hand feels like twitching and your legs feel like moving, say to it, we are not moving. Talk to it from your mind, we have a minute. You will move when the timer goes. And this is how you do it. So you do that for a week, for a minute, as often as you can, at least once a day. Then bring it to 90 seconds and go up like that. So stillness is first, because you are going to, you can't do that. When you are going to stillness, my stillness is like, you can know what I'm into it, because you'll notice my hand, there's always a hand here. It's almost like I'm trying to support my hand. So when I go in stillness, my legs have to curl. You can tell. And I just sit like that. And I can sit like that for as long as I want. But I had to practice it. But it was easy for me. I went to a school with nuns. They made us sit in stillness. We had to sit with our knees together and our hands like this on our knees. And that was it. That's how you sat. You couldn't sit any other way. So I learned that type of sitting. Now silence is not the silence of the noise around you. It's the silence in your head. To get into silence, you need to connect with the inside you, the God in you, the real you, your heart. You have to go into this thing there and pick it up and cradle it in your hand. Put your hand in there. It's your heart. Get to know it. Get to know how it beats. Get to know how it feels. While you're concentrating to touch your heart and to feel it, your mind goes blank. And this is where this silence comes in. You're waiting for that thing to move. And while you're digging inside there, because you really don't know where it is, although you can see it if you look at the medical books where it is. But when you have it and it's yours and you're trying to find that heartbeat, it takes a little bit of time. You need to connect. Your hand has to touch your heart. And while you're so busy doing that, your thoughts go blank. Remember, no, you can sit still because you've practiced to sit still. So no matter whether you're lying or you're sitting or you're just standing, with your back against something, you're sitting still. And you let your hand rest against your heart until you can feel that heartbeat going through your hands. This is what you have to feel. So that's how you find silence and stillness. The stillness is actually the harder one. It's the hardest one to do. Being still is the very hardest thing to do because that is not our nature. We have to move. But in silence and stillness, you will find peace. You will find so much. And again, it's the same thing. The Desirata tells you, go placidly amongst the noise and the haste. And remember what peace there may be in silence. So you have to find that. And you only will find it by taking time to learn it. It's in the morning the magic happens. It's in the morning. And that is why so many people say you must wake up early. That you have to wake up earlier. The earlier you get up and the world is at still and the noise is not happening, it's magical. And that is where you'll find it. And you don't need 20 minutes. You just need to connect every day, the same time, the same place, as often as you can. And there you will find your magic and your stillness. So that I know for sure. So then this one is really a strange one. You are retired, so how do you occupy yourself throughout the day? You're kidding. You're really kidding. You really want to know? What do I do during the day? I am like a hamster on a treadmill. I wake up at 6, and now I'm learning to take a cold shower. So that's another story. That is for another chapter. And I exercise. As soon as I'm up, I greet myself in the washroom. Hello, gorgeous. And then I exercise for a few, 15, 20 minutes, depends on what I'm doing. And then I do that shower thing, that cold shower thing is new. And then I pray, I dress and I meditate for about an hour or so. And by then it's time for me to get ready to do my Facebook morning blessings. So I have water with lemon, then I have a coffee, a black coffee. I like an espresso. I love my coffee strong. I do my makeup. I go somewhere, wherever the spirit moves me. For this week, I've been in the family room a lot. Sometimes I'm in the kitchen. A lot of times I'm in my office. Sometimes I'm outside when the weather is permitting. I'm all over the house. I have the whole house to myself, so I'm just using every nook and cranny. I prepare the night before, the day before so everything is done. I print them, so I have that done. I prepare everything, and I even have I send out the notification on Facebook the night before. So when I get down here, I have this cup full of warm water, and I have that with me, and I get ready. I might talk to my girlfriend because, and she worries that because I'm alone. So I might call and tell her, good morning, how are you? And we have a little chat before I start. And then when I'm done with that, I read every day. I read for about an hour. I love reading, so I can read for like ever. So I have to manage reading more than anything else. I love writing too. So those two are constantly at war with each other. So after all of this is done and all the posting is done, I might feel like writing. So immediately I start writing, and I will write and write and write until I cannot write, and I do, then I get up. So I sit for I'm supposed to be doing it for an hour. I do about 50 minutes, and I get up, and I move around, I stretch, I might go outside, I go walk to the garden for a bit, even in the winter, come back, and I might decide to read or write again, or prepare something like that. I am my eating habit is very special. I eat after 11 a.m. and I eat before 6, and I don't eat again until tomorrow. So I don't eat solids until after 11 a.m. And I prepare all my meals. I freeze a lot of, I have a huge vegetable garden and flower garden, so I freeze all of my vegetables mostly in the summer. I don't eat tomatoes in the winter, they taste like crap. I don't use cucumbers in the winter, they taste like crap. So the foods I eat in the summer, you'll find me in the garden just standing there chomping on tomatoes and rubbing. So I eat a lot of vegetables and fruits. Not fruits, vegetables. I have fruits limited. I will eat meat. I prefer fish. I'll have chicken. I'll have different things. So I cook my own meals. So I have to fit all of that in. And then I am ready for bed at 10 o'clock, 10:30. Usual thing, shower again, get into bed. And then I have read throughout the day. Then I'll do some more praise. And all through the day, I do a lot of praising and gratitude. I do a lot of that. I am grateful for everything. I'm grateful for love. I'm grateful for peace. I'm grateful for charm. I'm grateful if I get a kiss. I'm grateful if my husband would hug me. I would just talk about it. So gratitude is huge in our family. And I'm grateful when my brothers call. As you know, I have 6 of those brothers, with 5, 1 passed. and my sisters and my adopted sisters and everybody. So we talk a lot, and we never hang up without saying I love you. So if in case we forget, I do that. I talk to my children. My son usually calls me to just get me going. He knows the buttons to push. And my daughters will call and we'll have a chat, or they'll drop in to visit. And if it was summertime, I'll be with my friends. I walk a lot. I always go for an outdoor walk every day. So I'm really busy though. I'm almost to the point where I'm dizzy. That's it. And my friends who just want to chat on the phone, they have a hard time with that, because I will limit the time I talk on the phone. I am so busy. So that's how I spend my day. The last question is kind of I have to watch what I say. My adopted daughter told me that I have to watch my language, otherwise they'll kick me off Instagram or whatever. Love and heart is important to you. So what advice can you give somebody about love? Oh, there comes Kathleen. Love, love and heart. Oh God, I love loving. I have no, loving. Love is so nice. Loving is so nice. Loving might be a mistake, but man, that is a mistake worth making. That's how I feel about love. Because even if you love someone to the point you marry them and you have children, and then the love dies, because we grow in different, in different ways. Sometimes some people go left, some people go right. It's hardly ever we go together. My parents had this love of 75 years that was awesome, so I came from that. That love had a lot of hugging and touching and kissing, and our family is very touchy. So my daughter is leaving and I cannot hold her. That just, kills me. And I can see the pain in her eyes. So love is just awesome. So if you're talking about the heart love and love of another human being, my one advice I can give you is that if you have loved and you lost in the love, or it was a love that died and there were children in it, at the end of the day, what I know for sure is that out of that disaster that happened later, you had a child. You have this beautiful specimen of you. Now, there are going to be things that are going to hurt. I've observed it. I am an observer. My friends would say to me, I did not raise that child to be that way. As an adult, they're doing something you don't like. You have to remember that creation was not only from you. If we want to cut it straight down the middle, 50% came from another human being that right now you don't like so much anymore. And all the qualities in them that you hated, you're going to see it in that child. One or two might surface. Maybe if you're fortunate, none might surface. But that is what will happen. So it maybe was a mistake, but when you look at that person looking at you, it was a mistake worth making. Out of that mistake, you got this beautiful child. So love for me is so amazing. Loving of another human being, I think, to the point of where you're intimate, to have a child, to love. I admire people who can love over and over and over again. And when my girlfriends my age is in love again, I always am in awe. And I look at them and I go, holy man, how can your heart take this thing over and over? Every 6 months you're in love with somebody. If I did that, my heart would split open. I cannot do it. I remember what that is like. You cannot walk, you cannot talk, you cannot breathe. You don't even want to eat. All you want is this human being. And then you're telling me you're doing this over and over and over again. Every 6 months you have another lover. And I'm saying, really, honestly, man, my heart couldn't take it because of the intensity I felt. So yes, I really believe in love. I believe in love of self too. So I love the sensual love, but man, I love the self-love. Because I cannot love you enough if I cannot love me. So I know how to love me, and maybe that is why I can transfer that love to you. So yes, I am really, really focused on love. Loving your children and loving everybody. You're loving your family that is important to you, whole and entire. You have to love, like John Lennon said, the imperfections. You have to be able to love that person in spite of it. And you know what? I'm blaming those nuns, man, that trained me from the age of 3. I went to a nun school. And the nuns once said in a classroom that the love is so strong that if that person commits murder, you will still love them. That, she said, is love. And that's what I remember. It's too bad that is what I came from. And that is where I learned the value of money too, in a sense. Because she said, when poverty walks through the door, love flies out the window. So when there is no money, there is no love. That's what they told me. But you need to love yourself first. You need to love yourself to the point that it doesn't matter what comes at you, you can manage that. So love is important. And all kinds of love is important. Love of others and due respect. Respecting your thoughts of others. This morning, the morning blessing was simple about something like that. So one of the things you have to do is learn to love yourself first. When you love yourself, then you can love others. But you cannot love somebody above loving you. You cannot love somebody more than you love you, because you're not supposed to do that. You can appreciate it, you can love that person, but you have to understand that human being is an individual, whether it's your child or your partner or your friend. They are an individual and they're going to do things that you mightn't like. So this is one of the conversations I always had with my children from a very early age. I want to know what you're doing. I might not like what you're doing, but I would prefer to know the truth, because I can only deal with it. I don't have a choice as your parent. I cannot stand across the street from you and say, I don't know you. So I need the truth. I have to stand by you. But don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. Because I don't lie to you. I respect you. And I expect you to respect me the same way. I love you. I might not like what you're doing right now, but that does not mean I don't love you. So this is how I did it with the children for love. I love you. I don't like your action right now. I don't lie to you. Don't lie to me. I respect you by not telling you untruths. You do me the same thing. So that was my advice. And the heart thing, man. Everything stems from the heart. I have a practice that I do. I send love out from my heart. I have done it forever. And I expect to get love back. And that is just me. So I say love goes out to the world, love comes back to me. Joy goes out to the world, joy comes back to me. So I actually will breathe love. And I will take love in. So that is what I do. So these are the questions I had tonight. I hope you guys have fun. And if you are interested, check the Desirata. You can find it on the internet. And read it. And it's really good to have around, just in case sometimes when somebody criticizes you, or you're feeling hurt, you're feeling let down, or you're feeling you're not good enough because somebody told you so. So these were wonderful questions. Thank you so much for sending them. I really like them, and I hope I was able to give you the answers. So have fun, and I'll see you next week. I am having a coaching session tonight with Zan the Man at 9 p.m. So anyway, have fun. I'm going to drink some water and relax and maybe do some reading. I'm not writing. I wrote all day today. So I'm not going to be doing any writing. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Hi, Susie. Thanks for coming. Yoko, I can't even tell who was your face. It was there, and Kathleen and Monroe were there. I don't even know. But thank you so much. I enjoyed my time with you tonight. Have fun. Talk to you guys as the days goes by. Love you. You see the love thing coming out. This is our family. Bye.